just trying to advertise. I think that I was right with my assertion. He is doing it literally as a form of advertisement. He is doing it to get to the top of the Google searches. He knows, it's widely known, if you're a flat earther and if you're the most retarded, idiotic looking person out there, you will be promoted by Google. So I think it is basically a commercial operation.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and the way he is commenting, that completely confirms it.
Yeah,
so he's
shilly.
doing it on
Very
purpose.
shilly.
He's doing it on purpose to get more subscribers, to get more views, to get more attention. He's not doing it because he truly cares. Let's just put it like that.
I'm surprised Nathan rounded out before top of the hour when he knew that I wanted to say something about sheeps because he's actually in chat. Leave it alone.
Yeah, probably best not give it too much attention. Again, there is hydrogen and oxygen, and they do come out of water when you either electrolyze it or pyrolysis or whatever method you want. So,
Yes.
and for the weights, gram atom speaking, oxygen is 16, I believe, and hydrogen is, well, 1 and 1 is 2. It's 18 gram atoms you're working with. 18 grams is basically 1 mole. You can shift the decimal and play with, you know, any quantity like that. Chemistry is really very easy when you know, you know. So water is it's one of the basics, right? So, but 18 grams of water, I'd use that as my mole, my gram atom mole, and you know, if you have to have a 10% solution of acid or whatever, you know, you calculate your mass of the acid and you add that mass to the water, and you've got your normal concentrate there. Technical grade, 10% sulfuric if you want, whatever. But it's pretty basic. But yeah, water is water, and we drink it. Technically, chemically, it's a metal hydride. It is a chemical. It's
Nathan.
not just water. Yeah, I can't see. Let me click on your thing. I might be wrong about if oxygen is 18, 16, 16, 8, 8, 16, 2. Well, yeah, H21. See, 16 and 2 is still 18.
No.
18 gram atoms.
It's 8 plus 2 plus. It's 8 plus 2 is 10, and it's H2O. But this is the calculations for the tank.
Oh yeah, there are 4. My mistake. Whoa, my mistake. Yeah, it's 2H2OX.
It's O2 plus 2H2.
Yeah, you're right.
H2O.
There's 4 H's. My bad.
Oh,
My bad. I've done that mistake before. Thank you for correcting me. But you're right. My bad.
Nathan, are you there?
Yes.
Have you or has anybody else blocked somebody called what?
I haven't blocked anybody ever.
Nobody's blocked.
Nobody is blocked, as far as me, nobody's blocked. But if one of you has somebody blocked, that stops them joining. But that's nothing to do. I've never blocked anybody ever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that. It's
Check.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. Now we are joined by Adam, the Sleeping Warrior, Mark Doxy, Jimbo, and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Hello, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Right, now damn you all, I am going to get through housekeeping immediately. So, any signs of curvature? Anybody? Anybody at all?
No.
Not at all.
Any signs of axial rotation?
Only when I fire a 50 cal up in the air and it lands 3 feet away.
That would be the lack thereof. Come on, Jimmo, come on.
The lack thereof.
Any signs of
Jimmo.
actual axial rotation? If I can get my tongue around it.
Stars.
Actual axial rotation. See, I can say it.
No. There is
Old
no
record
evidence of
players
actual
count?
rotation.
Say again, Jimbo.
The old vinyl record players, do they count?
Earth axial rotation,
Earth,
not
no,
vinyl
none yet.
records. My God, man.
No.
Pressurized system next to a vacuum. Any signs of that? Anybody? Anybody?
That's theoretically possible.
But Paul Voigt has doubled down recently, saying that he has got evidence to show this one. Oh no, hang on, that was it. It was the molten iron core. Sorry, I misspoke there.
Oh, that's fair enough. I mean, other than Paul Voigt, are there any signs of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a spherical Earth?
No, none.
No?
Well,
Anybody? Anybody?
Nope.
technically, we don't know, but it's definitely not going to be the cause of magnetism. That's for sure.
Correct.
I'll take that as a no. Fair enough.
We don't know what's down there, so...
Talking of spherical Earths, any signs of R? Hey, Dan.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
R.
R.
You're a pirate, Owen.
No signs of R
Only on
anywhere.
paper.
Anybody? Any proof of R? Somebody? Anybody?
No, they keep claiming that the whole body of science supports their assertions that we live on a spinning testicle, but so far there's been no evidence of any of the main parts of their claim, and we can therefore probably reject all of their nonsense to do with the whole body of science supporting their assertions, because there doesn't seem to be any science that supports their assertions other than the consensus.
And textbooks.
And pictures.
And more consensus.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Any signs of evidence of gravity? Scientific specific.
You're talking about the pool, right?
From the science teacher, GCSE and A-level, going to be coming on the show at some point soon, and hopefully he's going to be demonstrating and showing us how we can contrast gravity from density.
Sorry, contrast or demonstrate scientifically?
Well, he's going to show that we can prove. He's going to show us somehow that he can prove gravity.
Oh, really? So he's going to show you the centrifugal setup.
Well, we don't. Let's not. Let's
The
not.
stationary setup.
Let's not
then.
predict what he's going to show us, Arwin. I mean, let's face it. The guy is
Why not?
of the understanding
Why not?
of the scientific method, so we can only hold out hope that he will present us with scientific evidence. You would assume so, as he has come from that angle.
Be interesting to see.
It'll be very interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it because he's challenged to prove or other than density, and we all know what he's going to do. He's going to come in with force equals mass over x times acceleration, and in doing so claim that there's a force. And I'm going to be saying, right, show me the force, and there is no force. It just happens. One of
Okay.
the wonders of the world.
Now, things don't just happen. That is the really silly assumption. That is really...
Well, if they're in a state of disequilibrium, they will happen.
Nothing just happens.
Hey, Jazz.
Okay.
Here we go. This is where the conversation.
Breaking up a bit, Anton.
Do we have a drunk or a sober Jazz Conda tonight?
I'm here well and truly. All
Sozzle.
good.
Well and truly.
Sobered up. Yeah, I wanted to
I'll
tell
leave
you
it.
guys.
I'll even mute my mic.
Doesn't sound too so.
You are absolutely shit-faced, aren't you, Jazz?
Why are you
No,
here,
this
Jazz?
he's actually sober now.
No, I'm
Kidding.
I'm sober as I'm muting my mic.
Sober
Yeah,
as
I
you
think you
muting.
should mute.
Good for you, buddy. Good to have
Dan
you
W
here.
wanted to say something. Let's see, because there might be some more coherence from him than there would be out of Jazz. Dan, what can we do for you? Dan, are you there?
Dan, how's that beer going? Dan
Oh,
Winfield.
it's great having you, Dan. Thanks for your
Oh,
input.
he's on his phone anyway, so it might be.
Oh, okay.
Dan, this is your moment to shine, man.
I'm glad
Are
we
you
got
there?
through the housekeeping.
Yo,
We did an entire show without getting through it.
sorry, my disconnection disconnected. But yeah, I just wanted to.
Disconnected.
I just wanted to tell you guys. I went to Buxton last weekend or the weekend before to see the Foucault pendulum there.
Oh, yeah.
But they'd taken it down. It wasn't even there. They just literally took it down. It was just it's supposed to be there, but they seem to have they've removed it.
What?
You're not telling me that science claims that there's a Foucault's pendulum somewhere, and when you get there, it's not there. Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Science
it's supposed
being
to be
wrong.
a big feature. It's supposed to be a
No.
big feature in the Buxton Dome thing, but it's just not there. It wasn't there. They took it down. So I guess they might be taking them down everywhere, for all I know.
Did you ask why it wasn't there?
It looked like they were having a conference type situation going on.
Oh, well, I
but,
wouldn't expect there to be a Foucault's pendulum in the middle of a conference. Come on.
but the thing is, though, you can't just set one up and then take it down, can you? Does it have to be
Yeah.
set up and
Yeah.
left untouched for a while and stuff like
Just
that?
a pendulum on a hook at the ceiling. I mean, it's a pendulum.
Maybe someone nicked it.
I'm gonna follow up on it and just see if it's still there, because they might have taken it down permanently. That's my belief, anyway. They might have taken it down permanently.
Did you ask anyone?
No, I'll ring them up or something. I went there like a couple of times just to go and see it, just to see what the heck it was. But yeah, they took it down. So I think they're gonna just take them all down because they're just useless.
But they've got
Yeah, they
maybe
are.
they've got a couple of Foucault exhibits, and it's just been replaced with like a 10-inch by 10-inch glass box with a little tiny replica of a gyro in it. Yeah, there you go.
You know, I bet you
There's your
if
proof.
people set up their own pendulums and let them swing, big ones, and let them swing without giving them bias push, they wouldn't spin nowhere. They'd swing like a pendulum back and forth until they ran out of energy.
Yep.
How dare you defy heliocentric magicry? Outrageous.
No, like that lady who does that spinny water at the equator, spinning it one way, then the other, pouring it into the basin one way, then the other. It's just ridiculous magic trick.
No,
Like
she's
the
on the
stick in the mud.
equator. Didn't you see the line she drew?
Yeah, that's true. There was a line.
Right, well that's the equator.
that's
Don't you get it,
true.
dumbass? That's the
There you
equator. She moved over it. Coriolis, man, look it up. What's your problem?
They couldn't mount two Johnny on the spots, one on each side, and flush them both at the same time. No.
Well, what would happen if you'd flush your toilet exactly on the equator line then?
Straight down.
It's gonna split up into an 8 type.
If it's exact,
It's gonna blow up.
if it's to the millimeter, you open a vortex in
You
time.
know that spiral when you pee? Well, when you're right at the equator, it just comes out straight with no spiral.
Right.
Right, check it out. Well worth the trip to the equator.
Take a whiz. One of the better baller proofs. A whiz at the
Yeah, I
equator.
would agree. At least it's got a magic trick with it. That's all this is, a long series of magic tricks, the most recent being the curve calculator. It's a slightly more elaborate, slightly more complex magic trick, but once you figure out the luster, that's it, it's luster gone. Once you know how the trick is done, it no longer is a good magic trick. So once you know that all they're doing is calling perspective curvature, it's no longer a good magic trick. No one's going to fall for it.
Well, the stick in the mud was a wizard wand. The pendulum is hypnotics. Watch the swing and watch. It's the same thing. And the spinning like vortex, that's another type of hypnotic thing, a vortex. And 3 proofs of ball are hypnotics and just wizardry.
Deception and lies.
Deception.
Well, in the case of the curve calculator, it's a trick of the light.
Alan B says, another boring show with no content at Nathan Oakley. Well, there's no evidence for the assertion that we live on a ball. What do you expect us to do? Prove a negative?
I kind of like that notion. It's really funny just thinking about it. Like a wizard staff. Maybe that is really, the foundation.
What we
Stick
need.
in the ground, measuring the sun, drawing these conclusions. Maybe that is how that myth started. The wizard stuff. How
Well,
the magic of it started.
Aristophanes shoving a stick in the ground going, "In our we trust!" What I need.
Nathan, I just remembered as well on that housekeeping point. I see M. Scott Veach in the chat. Just to remind everybody that M. Scott Veach's daddy was an astronaut, and apparently, as far as I understand it, and correct me where I'm wrong, M. Scott Veach, you actually have been working on trying to locate and gain access to a vacuum chamber and a spaceman suit. So big kudos for you for doing that. And if that is not true, can you can clarify or deny the position? Because it appears that you are trying to sort something out. And if it is the case, we'll get Mark onto it, and Nathan will be glad to pull the lever, as long as you go in first.
Sounds like someone's willing to get their eyeballs sucked out of their heads.
Yep.
Excellent.
I just wonder if he'll actually be so proud that he'll just let himself get killed rather than tell us, "Oh, please stop, please stop."
I'll be glad to do it also.
What?
I was just saying, in a vacuum chamber, I'll be glad to do the test also.
Excellent.
Well, we want M. Scott Veach to go in first.
Well, no, I think what you could be useful for, Jazz, is the control. So we'll chuck you in first without a spacesuit and just see what the control does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't worry me. I'm dumb as fuck. I'll go in there. Yeah.
Will they have to do it in that vacuum chamber that has 3 walls that total 10 feet in thickness or something like that, as opposed to like a little thin sheet of metal, like the ISS has to do the same vacuum, better vacuum?
No, my requirements are that the whole studio has to be hermetically sealed, and it has to be a vacuum chamber from everywhere.
Oh, did you say studio?
How they work, don't they?
Studio? I think you're getting confused. In your world, it's not a studio.
I have to be the control that a vacuum chamber will kill someone.
You need a safe word.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to say that safe word.
Yeah, what's the sound going to travel through?
My safe word.
You spell it out in drool on your mask in front of you there on your visor.
That's going to evaporate.
Stick your tongue out and help me. You know?
Yeah. My safe word will be.
Maybe
my safe word is turn blue.
Maybe just a very big button, and if you fall over, you will.
Yeah.
Can I just give a shout out to Philip Weinberg in chat? He's promised weeks and weeks and weeks ago that he would demonstrate and show us how the effects of refraction can give us the real world observations that we see, which are like reflections underneath and floaty lands and stuff like that. And to this date, we're still waiting. Keeps claiming he's going to do it, but has never got around to doing it. So shout out to Philip Weinberg. He's a professor of bullshit.
Is that what he's doing? G'day and hi, Philip Weinberg. G'day and hi. Thank you so much for your work that you haven't done.
Professor of bullshit.
But you don't need to, because we're in reality.
All right.
But you do need to, actually, in saying that. You do need to.
Shout out to Alki. So, Jazz, have you got any evidence that you might be able to persuade us that might help us with our quest to find out the truth? Can you show us any evidence of R, curve, grav? There's a few keywords. Can you help us with any of them?
Well, not anything that I haven't proposed for the last few times, which
what proposals have you made?
That chemtrails propose that they prove the curvature of the Earth, and this.
Can you present any evidence for chemtrails proving the curvature of the Earth?
You just need to look at them on the.
I've never seen a curved chemtrail.
You haven't seen a chemtrail on the horizon?
No, never.
Never?
Yeah,
never.
I do.
So can you show us any? Can you show us any bendy chemtrails?
Obviously not, because you guys can't see them because you choose not to. But
what?
The
we do.
Shown us anything yet? Show us
go
first.
into the distance in accordance to perspective until they disappear
Owen.
from
Hold on.
view because of something obscuring them, like trees.
Let him show us first before we tell him the reasons why it's not valid.
Okay.
Getting there so quick. You're so eager. I know you want to tear his throat out. Rawr, perspective.
Go on. Go on. Perspective.
Come on, let's see the photos so we can get to you being called a perspective denier.
I'm not sending you photos because it's something that you said the other day. What's the flat earthers claim that it has to be?
That Jazz is full of shit.
No, he's full
No.
of.
There is no curve.
Scientifically, it has to be repeatable.
That's not flat earthers saying that. So you guys say the whole body of science backs the assertion that we're on a ball. So we go, okay, fair enough. Let's see some scientific evidence then if the whole body of science backs you.
No.
Well, yeah, that's what we say. Yeah.
You guys don't like science, and you say
sorry.
it has to be repeatable.
That's what we've just asked for, and you're saying that it's got to be scientific. Well, you're now saying I don't like science? I'm the one asking for it.
You can go back through the videos and see that you say it has to be repeatable, somethingable, and another thingable. That's complete bullshit.
Yeah, well,
that's why I don't remember it.
It has to be acceptable, because if it's not acceptable, it's not English.
And so Owen,
Yeah.
you're in Argentina.
No.
No.
You're not.
No.
You're not. But you're
Never
not. But
been
you
there.
are.
Never been there. Want to go there one day.
And you're in
He
the.
wants to go to Dubai.
And you're in
He wants to go
the bar, right?
You're not, but you live there. Okay, that's cool.
What? No, I live in the Netherlands.
You don't live in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands.
I don't?
You're from Argentina, aren't you?
Just say you're from Argentina. Alan.
Yeah.
Just say you're from Argentina.
I'll be from Argentina if it helps.
I'm from Argentina. What can I do for you?
I'm from the North Pole. Who's this?
I'm
man?
from Argentina.
Hey, Big Al. How you doing?
I'm from Argentina.
Greetings.
Good to have
Me
you.
too.
Okay.
Hashtag.
Long time no see.
Okay, well, it just so turns out that it's okay
Likewise.
because I'm from South Africa. So we're about the same latitude-wise. If we go around the world, if we think there's...
Now, also, if you go over the flat plane, you'll also be at roughly the same latitude.
I suppose if I bend down and could actually reach your feet, I'd be tickling the soles of your feet. You must be in Australia or something there, right? Upside down from me.
Antipode.
would be really upside down, bro, if it was a really tiny teeny tiny country.
No, upside
That
down.
was
You're on the
so-
south of the equator.
Yeah,
Towards
and
the
you'd be able to,
southern hemisphere. I'm in
and
the
you'd be able.
northern hemisphere. You're upside down from me, or I'm upside down from you. If there's no up,
Well, there is no up. How do you distinguish up?
well, how do you distinguish up? Apparently, well, you're upside down from me, but you're still up. So I must be upside down from you.
I don't distinguish up from anything because there is no distinguished up.
I would argue that there is.
Well,
No.
that depends. If you're flat on your back, you know, after a few bevies,
Yeah,
then
do
yeah.
a handstand in the corner and think about up and down.
Nathan, I'm not the
Yeah.
one that's on the back.
Can I ask, why is it that you think that
You
it's
might
from,
be on your fours. What's that, sorry?
why is it that you think Arwen's from Argentina? Is it somebody's told you that, or is it an accent that you think he's got? What's going on?
I've heard it before that my accent's
I-
Argentinian for some reason.
I'm sure I heard that months and months ago that he was from Argentina. I'm sure
No.
that Bob Xanadude 60 that's supposedly a pilot that's not a pilot that's full of shit that has said that Arwen was from Argentina.
All
Well,
right.
maybe you'd be better off listening to what Arwen says than what other people say. If
About
That's
me,
exactly
because
what I
I
mean.
don't know who they are.
Arwen, where are you from? The Netherlands?
That's-
Fine. So anything
that's
else you heard might not be accurate, you know?
Well, you got
That's
my address.
that's
I got
exactly
the
what I
docs and
just
everything.
said.
So.
That's exactly what I just said, if you listened.
Win, are you getting a backhanded compliment here as being mistaken for Iru?
For what?
Landucci.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, shit, eh?
Hang on.
Anyway, I'd love to go to Argentina. one day.
The moment of clarity here.
Shout out to Michael Buck for the super chat. Thank you very much.
Is this not... No, this is Aero that's on Globebusters.
No, this is Arwen from
And
Holland.
we're on Flat Earth debate. You know
How many
that, right?
times have you
Flat Earth
told
debate.
No,
Where he is.
no, I know Arwen. Who's the other guy?
Not
Irid
Arwen,
Landucci from Argentina.
someone else.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I'm the Pope.
No swearing. Try not to swear.
That guy has like a huge Spanish-alike accent.
Yeah.
Arwen, it's you. I know your fucking voice.
No swearing. Come on.
Sorry.
Well, the other guy talks more like this. I don't.
Look,
Come on, Jazz.
I
Come on,
gotta
Arwen.
say,
No racism.
I gotta say, I can professionally. I know your voice. I know that it's you, Arwen. I know that
sounds
it's
like-
you.
That's
Sounds like
Swiss.
Borat.
That sounds Swiss German.
Yeah, you went straight to Borat, man.
Well, I can
What about
I can
Borat?
worsen
It
up my
doesn't matter.
Dutch accent if you'd like, but I'd hate it. So.
Arwen, I know that it's you that speaks with Globebusters.
What?
Bob.
I've never been on Globebusters ever. I asked them to be.
That's another guy.
You don't have to try not to be a celebrity. You are now.
Okay.
What the hell is
Jesus.
going on? Oh God! Can we
No,
get
it's
this
a
back on?
compliment.
Can we get this nonsense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
off the table?
Okay. You got me. You got me, dude. I go on Globebusters like every
Who's
other
playing the
Sunday. I
double
have for
wide?
the last half year.
I know.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
at. I'm not outside that Indian restaurant taking photographs of you.
Cool. You got photographs of me. Can you show me one?
Obviously
No,
it's
I'm not outside that Indian restaurant taking photographs of you. All I'm saying is,
Color pictures?
From Argentina.
not everyone's
Got a
lying.
painting? I'm famous, right?
Not everyone's lying.
Videos, maybe?
Jazz,
Can
do you
you at
actually
least-
have a point?
Well, we would have,
Jazz,
wouldn't
what are you
we?
talking about, man? Come on.
This is getting really silly.
silly.
Okay, let's cut it, and we'll get back to the point that we were at last night.
What do you mean cut
Well, the
it? We're
point where
live.
you're making claims about chemtrails and you haven't got any evidence of them.
Jazz, you've joined a live show, so you know. there's
What do
no
you mean?
cut-
It's called geoengineering. Chemtrails are very
Ranty,
real.
what did you?
Ranty's
Sorry,
not even here. Oh my God! Shout out to Brandon Toy. Thank you very much.
It's called geoengineering.
We said that you have no evidence for your claim of chemtrails showing the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, you claimed that they are never visible on the horizon, and I immediately refuted that claim because I have definitely on multiple occasions seen chemtrails that start pretty much from overhead, go into the distance towards the horizon until it goes so far away it's out of view.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
want to say that? Are you really sure you want to say that?
I agree with him.
I've been doing chemtrail watching for a long time. I have photographs even way before I got into flat Earth.
Hey, Jazz.
Yeah, I did that several occasions.
Can I ask you? Sorry, go ahead.
Do you agree that if everybody agrees with a point, right, the scientific consensus is basically the same as all of us lot agreeing with Darwin, and all of us lot agree that chemtrails do not show anything to do with the curvature of the Earth, and you're the only one claiming that they do, but you're not producing any evidence for it, and we're asking if you would produce evidence from which you're claiming that we can go and get it ourselves, but we're all telling you that you can't see curve in a chemtrail. So bring some evidence for you. For us, and come back when you're sober.
Hold on. Hi, Zal. How you doing?
Are you going to listen to my response, or can I take 5 minutes?
Well, no, just let me say hello to our new guest. Hi, Zal. Is it Zal BTD? How you doing?
Hello.
Good to have you.
Oh, you're being nice. That's unsurprisingly nice.
Well, it's a first appearance. We always give first appearances a chance.
Warmly welcomed.
Do you not think it'd be better if you... Do you not think it'd be better if you just got rid of Nathan and did it somewhere else? Because Globers might actually come to the debate then. You could call it a debate.
Well, Nathan's a monster. They're not coming because of Nathan, but not because he's because he's rude.
I wouldn't call him a monster. No, he's like a child. He acts like a child. He sounds like a child.
No, he rips new assholes for a living. That's his job.
No. You might say that.
Just ask for, and very outwardly.
You actually ask the mercy of a child.
For validation.
Who's not talking? Who's that talking?
If you can't put up, shut up.
What's your
if
name?
You're
right.
Glober and you actually don't have anything and you get called out for it, go away crying. Wee. Pack your tail between your legs and hit the highway.
Stop talking. Stop talking. They're just
back,
words. Stop talking. Then why does Nathan not go on anyone else's show? Why did he get chased off Steve McRae and he's never made an appearance outside his little echo chamber since?
That's not true.
You're saying that he wants to
That is not true. He has appeared on many channels.
Absolutely 100% true. He got chased off Steve McRae and ever since then,
several examples of several different channels, like at least 5 of them, in which Nathan has appeared outside of his own channel in the last 2 weeks.
On Ballers?
Bullshit.
Ballers channels. Globus channels.
Why would you want to
channels? What are you talking about?
Right, see, so stop talking crap, Hal, and you were just trying to make a point and you've just doubled back on yourself.
No, you said he didn't appear on anyone's channel. I said no.
Obviously, I mean Globus. Obviously,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So there wasn't invited without actually saying that. Okay.
I watch plenty of Flat Earthids, and he's invited many times on a daily basis, and he never leaves his safe space because he's scared.
Yeah, right.
I just don't bother wasting my time with none of
Well, you're on now. I mean,
to be honest, I don't go on Glober channels either.
I'm here for damage limitation because there's people watching this who are actually buying into your bollocks.
Going to talk if I could get on now.
No swearing. Right, what's your point? What have you got to offer in terms of actual evidence for the globe-shaped Earth you believe in?
What are you talking about? I came here to call you out, Nathan, and that's what
Calling me out for what?
Why haven't you ever got
anything?
Hold on, guys, he's addressing me. Just let him address me.
Are you just going to be
guys,
whining about
hello,
characters,
Arwen,
or are you gonna
hello,
get into a-
Stop the
hello.
circle jerk and let
Can
me
you actually
talk.
let the guy address me? If he wants to talk to me about this,
Nathan.
just let him address me. I'm quite capable of answering his questions.
Yeah, that's very brave of you, Nathan. Well done. Okay, why have you never appeared on any of the Globus channels who have called you out?
I have appeared on Glober's channels on multiple occasions.
No, you haven't.
You haven't let me finish a sentence.
You never went.
You haven't let me finish the sentence. You're very rude.
Coming from you? Are you mad? Go on then, finish your sentence.
Yeah, you don't need to give me permission to finish a sentence
Well,
on
I'm
my own
giving
show.
you permission. Why didn't
you
you
are
go and slice
again
back in?
interrupting me. Why? Can't you contain yourself? Why do you have to ejaculate all over my sentence?
Why didn't you go on Slice Barkane's channel when he invited you? Or Sean
I have
Hufford?
no desire
Any
to go
of
on
the
Slice
other Globers
Bar-
who tear you a new arsehole every day, why have you not gone on there? Why do you do it all from the comfort and the security of your echo chamber? Why don't you?
Echo Chamber, you're
Why don't
here.
you take?
If you finish
Nathan,
your question, how many more
Hey,
questions do you
Can you
have?
shut up for a second and let him respond, please?
No, he's got a string of scattergun questions he seems to want to ask me. I'll wait till
I've asked
you're
you
finished.
one basic question. One basic question. Why do you never leave your echo chamber? That's
I
the
do.
question.
I have created a channel where anybody can join, and I have
That's
been
not
on.
answering my question.
You see, I haven't
That's not
got through
answering
half
that.
of my sentence before you're interrupting me.
Answer my question, please.
I was in the middle of answering it when you interrupted.
Go on, man. Hurry up, then. Get on
Don't
with it.
give me
Stop
permission.
obfuscating. Get on with
Yeah,
it.
I'll do as I damn well please on my show. It's my show.
You just said you're going to answer my question, and now you're stammering and you're deflecting.
Not stammering.
And you're obfuscating it.
I'm trying to
Answer my
answer you while you
question.
interrupt.
Answer it.
You're interrupting. It's simple. If you want to ask me
Answer my
something, you
question.
have to wait for a response. Simple.
So
Answer my
simple.
question. Direct,
simple.
direct answer, please.
I have been on multiple shows prior to
Hello,
having.
scumbags. Hello, scumbags.
When have you been on?
Goodbye, shithead.
No need, no need.
When was the last time you went on, Nathan?
I don't know, ages ago. I've got my own debate
There
show.
we go. There we go. There we go.
I mean, there we go.
Truth emerges. The truth emerges. You sit there and you're thrown in your imagination, pretending that you
Is this
one
what
up
you've
on
got to
everyone.
offer?
And now you're saying you've just admitted that ages ago since you went on one of them channels, even
Yeah,
though
I
you
run my own
called out
show.
daily.
When Steve McRae last been on someone's show, I've invited him on my show. Has Steve come on here? I've been on his show. Has he come on here?
Steve McRae will have anybody
Hello?
on his show. He's
Hello?
very civilized.
Hello?
very-
Are you going to answer my question? Or are you just going to talk all over me continually now? I've been on
Steve
Steve's
McRae
show.
is
Has
in
Steve
another
been on my
class
show?
compared to you, Nathan.
Hello? Has Steve been on my show?
You can unmute now.
Anybody on here got Fortnite?
You're muting me. So you're muting me now. Is that what?
No,
Is that what
I'm
it's called?
muting
You're
you.
muting me.
I'm muting
You're
you
mute-
because you don't
well,
shut
that-
up, and I
there
want to
you
hear
go.
what
It's
Nathan
an
has
echo
to say.
chamber. You're proving my point for me. Thank you very much. All you can do
No,
is
you're
mute people.
talking over everyone.
Okay,
like
Arwen,
You're not
hold
You mean
on.
like Nathan
Answer your
does.
question.
Like Nathan does. Go on,
I
Nathan.
have been on Steve's show. I have debated off my own platform since having a debate show. Has
How many
Steve...
times?
You're still talking over me.
How many times? Simple question. How many
Has
times?
Steve come here to repay the favour?
Steve McRae is a smart man who.
Sorry, that wasn't my question, you complete dumbass. Has Steve been on this show?
Steve McRae's channel is new compared to yours.
Sorry, dumbass. It's a simple question. Has Steve been on this
Oh
show?
my God. You like the sound of your own voice, you do, Nathan. Steve McRae would not come on this show. Why would he give you the oxygen, Nathan?
Sorry, is that a no?
Why does...
Is that a no?
How can I answer for Steve McRae? I'm not Steve McRae. Stop trying to fucking
I'm
straw.
not asking you to answer for him. I'm asking a fact. Whether or not he has been on this show can be answered by anybody who watches the show.
It's another class. It's like Einstein versus a class dunce. You're the class dunce. Why would
So what you're saying is Steve doesn't need to come on my show, even though I've been on Steve's show and defended my position. While I run my own show, there's no actual benefit for me doing so. He has not been off his own platform, which is a closed show. Invitation only. You've joined without invitation because mine is not a circle jerk. It is open to all.
It is. That's what it is. This is a circle jerk.
So why are you here then? So if it's a circle jerk, why are you here to challenge me? Why is that occurring if it's a circle jerk? That kind of makes no sense and destroys your argument because you are literally, as we speak, here to challenge me.
Don't try and align yourself with people who are much greater than you, Nathan. It's embarrassing.
This is a great argument. Wonderful. So you've asked me when I last went on someone's platform. I went on Steve's platform. Has Steve been on my platform? No, because apparently he's more intelligent and doesn't need to do what I have done, which is go on other people's platforms. My equivalent, Steve, has been nowhere and does run a closed show, which is a circle jerk. Now, you can accuse me of that if you wish, but I've got over 1,000 videos. Lots of them are me on other people's shows that are ballers.
Bollocks.
I have debated
Bollocks.
plenty. Why are you
Since
talking
got
over me?
chased off Steve
Shut
McRae's show, you've
up.
not been anywhere.
Yeah, he's just doing a
Not been anywhere
rumpus.
since you got. Yeah,
He's
you,
doing
you're
a
looking for
rumpus.
any excuse.
Shut
to
up,
kick me.
Rumpus the second. Shut
Any
up.
excuse, any excuse to
Shut
kick.
up.
Well,
Voice of reason.
Shut
Nobody's
up.
kicking you, you're just talking
Excuse to
continually.
kick the voice of reason. I'm waiting for the kick. Now
No.
you're muting, mate. All you
Because
can
you're
do is
talking
mute people and
continually.
kick them.
Piss off,
You're talking continually.
bitch.
rumpusing the whole hangout by talking non-stop, and all you've got is accusations of me not going off my own platform when I have. I've been to Steve's show. Steve's not been on this show, and this show's open to all. That's why you were capable of joining. Steve's not been here. It's open to all. Steve could join and present his position, like I have done on his biased, closed show. No support was allowed. No one could join to back us up. It was only us allowed, followed by 11 ballers coming in and out of the show to tackle 3 people. That's what we got. Closed show with as many ballers as you could throw at us. I have got an open show where anybody can join. That asshole joined and talked non-stop, with nothing but accusations against me and absolutely no evidence for the ball, because this is what it's now degenerated to. Just attack the host. Even though your own host with the equivalent show to mine is a circle jerk, is a closed show, is invitation only, and the host has been nowhere, literally nowhere. You can go through my videos and see the many, many, many places I've been and debated this subject that is not my channel.
Can I also remind people in chat that if you haven't seen the debate on the non-sex show, we spent an hour and 10 minutes and didn't consider the claim or the evidence once. Rumpus led the opposition, and there was nothing, no context whatsoever that was addressing the point being made. And somehow, Steve McRae deemed the original assertion as invalid, without any consideration of the evidence to support the claim whatsoever. It was deemed invalid. So at that point, basically, I left first. Nathan left about 5 minutes later, because you can't have a debate if somebody's evidence has been declared invalid without consideration of it in the first place after an hour. So if that's what you guys call a debate, then I don't know how to describe that other than a shitfest, and that's all it was.
Yeah, if that
The guy was a troll, just coming in, talking over everyone like a rumpus and trying to smear his shit on the wall.
Yeah, he smeared some stuff about me not going off my own platform. Well, okay, I'll play that game. Steve McRae, I call you out. You have not ventured off your circle jerk platform. Now I am calling you out, specifically you, to come to this platform and debate me. I've been on your crappy circle jerk platform, yeah? I approached you to go on it. That's me contacting Steve, asking him if I can go on his show, just to get that clear, yeah? I approached Steve. Let's make that absolutely clear, right? Steve has not returned the favour. He has not contacted me. He has not come off this show. So Steve McRae, you are being called out right now. I have been on your show. You will come here. That is what you will do, lest you be called a coward.
Yeah, well said.
Nathan wants all the smoke.
That guy that was talking over everyone, I think he should like and share the show. That would increase the chances of a more diverse panel. So that Steve McRae could come on if he liked and shared it.
Yeah, if he wants to level that at me, I'll level it at Steve, because it's not true of me. I've been on many, many shows debating this topic. Yeah? Steve's been nowhere, and he is my equivalent on the Globe side with his closed circle jerk invitation only show, where if he has me, Anthony and Chris on the show, he will pile as many people with a Globe belief past us as he humanly can. That's what he did. So my platform's not like that. Yeah, I'm not sending any invitations. That's it. I put the link out. If you want to come, you come. Steve, on the other hand, I'm actually sending a direct challenge. Come on this show, defend your religion, bring scientific evidence with you. If you dare, you absolute coward. Your own side is accusing me of your digressions. You haven't gone off your circle jerk. I have, even though I'm being accused of it. So now it's time for Steve to face the music. Yeah, he's a dumbass, and he needs to get his ass on here and defend his religious belief.
You know who else I think you should call out, Nathan? Joe Rogan. Mick West has been on Joe Rogan's show. I reckon if you called out Joe Rogan and had a debate with him, it would be awesome.
Wow, that would be something.
I don't know Joe Rogan. I know Steve.
Very interesting responses. Anthony, have you got your triangle that you were showing the other day of how people respond. Very interesting where you would picture what just happened on that descriptive triangle. It's quite sad, isn't it? They've stopped coming in with evidence, and it's now come to that. You haven't been round my mates to debate it. That proves you're a coward. It's a weak, very strange, weak way of dealing with it. I mean, I suppose if Nathan's not going out there every day, it must be a ball.
Oh, right. I'd hardly think that's the case.
That seems to be the logic, because you're not going out there and debating other people. That just proves it's a ball.
Got an open show where anybody can come on and challenge me, literally daily. You know, if you disagree with anything I say, you're welcome to come on and challenge me. But the only thing this guy's come to throw at me is I've not been off platform. Oh, so what?
Can I come on, Slaphead?
No.
You can come on. All are welcome. Nobody is blocked. I have no control over the sniping. That said, Rumpus is currently being ejected as he hasn't kept his word. He's just a disingenuous liar and has said he will do things that he has not. So until he does, or at least offers a reason for why he has not, then he's not welcome here. I hate being lied to, and Rumpus has lied to everybody on the panel and everybody in the audience on multiple occasions now. And this has gone on for months. And basically I've just said no more. I'm not going to listen to Rumpus obfuscate, talk over everybody like the last guy did, and basically offer nothing at the end after promising everything.
There must be a school that teaches people to talk like that incessantly and stuff. It's like a developed skill or something.
I think it's just something they've passed around Discord. Now they've figured out how to close the gate in the Hangout. If you talk continually, you can close the gate. So that's basically what this guy's doing. Just talk non-stop. As soon as you start answering, start talking. You think, oh, right, so you don't want an answer, you just want to level abuse at me. For apparently, like you say, not going around his mate's house. Because nobody's got anything to hold over us at all. You know, when it was right in the middle of the Isle of Man debate, there was plenty of stuff that we'd got right, wrong, indifferent, being debated about, right in the thick of it. And that was a point where we were being told the show was being boycotted. So that's when I went off platform. It was advantageous to my platform to do so. And that's why I contacted Steve. Oh yeah, I want to spread around my channel. I've got a new debate channel. So I'll go on other people's platforms to promote it. That makes perfect sense. Now I've got an established channel that runs daily with decent viewing figures. I've got 170 people watching. Fantastic. You know, that's what I wanted. Now I've got it. And people are criticising me for not debating? You're having a laugh. Come on. Bring an argument with you. The fact that when they do, I'm in control of the show and they won't get an opportunity to obfuscate, lie, twist the conversation, come off track, ignore the point, not concede. Yeah, I'll hold their toes to the fire. And I can, on my own platform. I'm not going to deny that. And I will. But if you had a decent argument, if you had scientific evidence, you'd all be here en masse. You'd all be lining up. That's how it was in the beginning. People lined up to come with their pseudoscience. Didn't take long for us to figure out what pseudoscience was. Now no one's got anything to offer. We've got Josh.
Hi.
That's what we've got.
Hey, hi.
Josh telling us that the concept of measuring a 10-foot wall, which is a tape measure concept when you're standing next to something, is some reason or excuse to completely ignore perspective in the proof of nothing begging the question curve calculator.
Yeah.
I didn't even say any of that stuff.
Yeah, you did. Your little punchline is how big is a 10-foot wall, Josh? Yeah, that's a concept of measuring things in feet and inches when you're standing next to them.
Right. So, Josh, sorry for kicking you earlier, but like when this guy came trolling in, everybody started joining, and I was suspecting snipers to join, so I kicked you for safety. No, nothing personal.
That's fine. I actually, weirdly, I couldn't hear anything. I think everything was on mute or something. I wasn't sure what happened. But I do have another measurement for you guys if you want to hear it.
Measurement of what?
We won't be that impressed with 5 inches.
I got a measurement.
That's not what the ladies say.
Can I ask something here?
Well, hold on.
Without
no, not yet, Jimbo. Hold on.
I build a little wall.
What does your mother say?
Hold on, Jimbo.
I make it close. Okay, sorry.
Hold on. So, what measurement of what?
Okay, so today I flew in an airplane from Adelaide to Perth. And in Australia, that was about 2,600 kilometres. And it took about 3 hours, which, going by the speed that the plane told me of 880 kilometres an hour, that's a cruising altitude of a plane, it all checked out. So I actually have to wait now for my truck, which is driving there, to turn up. And he is also going to go about 2,600 kilometres, but he takes much, much slower time. So I'm just saying, it's just confirmed, you know, Australia is about 3,000 kilometres wide.
That's absolutely fascinating and has absolutely sod all to do with the shape of the Earth. What does it check out exactly?
Well, how would you navigate that on your model, on your flat Earth? How would you
have one.
get any of
I
these?
don't have one. There's just lots of models and maps that are made from a ball with the preconceived notion that you're on a ball. So they're all ball projections. So I don't have one.
I think he flew from point A to point B, and his truck is driving from point A to point B. Seems to me.
Yeah, and they're covering the same distance. So, like, that's double confirmation of the distance travelled.
Really? Well, if you were flying, wouldn't you be on a wider arc of the radius? Shouldn't you be travelling further?
No, it's a...
Yeah, you would be. If you were on a ball and you were up in the air, you'd be travelling on a greater circumference. You'd be travelling on a bigger outside arc, if you were on a ball, that is. So if the distance is the same, that seems to be confirming that you're on a flat plane.
Okay, sure. What I'm really getting at is that Australia on the globe is, you know, about 3,000 kilometres wide, but on the flat Earth model, it's like...
Sorry, what flat Earth model? I just said we don't have one. Now you're using this straw man when I've said I don't have one, and all the maps and models start with a globe. They're all globe projections.
So doesn't a globe projection mean that it's actually a globe?
No, a model doesn't confirm it's a model. Go back and look at the episode where Ruhif decided to build a model to confirm the Mick West model, the standard model, the R model, yeah? So his model doesn't confirm a model, yeah? We'd have to look at how the maps were made. And how the maps are made, oh well, they assume you're on a globe. And they use spherical trig.
Yeah, but if you assume...
but... So you're confirming that the maps, which have come from spherical projections, match with what you find on the ground. Wowee. You think that's proof?
Okay, so you agree
do you think that's proof?
It is a globe. That's
Sorry,
cool.
do you
Thanks,
think
man.
that's proof of a globe, Josh?
Well, I've got proof that my model works and your model...
Models are pseudoscience. Do you think that proves that you are standing on a spherical Earth?
Yeah, because my model works.
Oh, right. It doesn't prove you're standing on a spherical Earth. It's just a model. Yeah, I can just hand you a globe and tell you this is where you live, and you'll say, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you'll just understand and accept that that's how it works. So the fact that it has a presupposition when the maps were made to begin with, that doesn't cross your mind. You couldn't give a crap, so long as it works, right?
So how Nathan, how wide is Australia on your model?
Meanwhile, how many times? I don't have a model. All of the maps that you're referring to are spherical projections.
All right. So I've got a model, and you don't have a model, but you're right and I'm wrong.
No, I don't have to come up with a counter-argument to piss all over yours.
Well, you're not pissing on anything because you...
Yeah, I am. Your map that you're confirming started with a presupposition of R when it was made. Then they went forward and made the measurements, and then they went forward and projected that spherical model onto a flat surface called a map.
Sorry, Nathan, what did they project? I've never heard that word before. Could you explain what projection
Spherical
is?
projection. It means it starts off with the preconceived notion that you're on a sphere, then they transpose that projection of an Earth onto a flat piece of paper. It's a spherical projection.
Sorry, Nathan, you should stop stuttering and try and speak clearly.
I'm not stuttering. What the hell are you talking about? Do you think that you can insult me with my own insults? Last guy tried that. Is this a ploy on Discord?
Hey, Riley, it's Josh.
No, my name's Nathan. I haven't stuttered. Why are you levelling this at me when it is my accusation of you stuttering morons, and you have stuttered plenty while you've been on this show?
I've kicked him, Nathan, basically because he's not actually adding anything. He's just
he's offered zero. For sure. So far, we've had 2 Globers on, and they have offered 0 arguments.
Was he the guy that was going to pay for Arwen to go to Dubai, to the tallest building in the world? To see a sunset?
Oh, by the way, Nathan, I was going to interject, but yeah, no use when Josh is trying to piss all over us. That not all maps are spherical projections necessarily.
Which map isn't a spherical projection?
Well, there is the rectangular.
My bad. Okay, so you have cylindrical projections.
They are longitude, latitude squares, basically.
Yeah, but they're global projections, though. So the way you've projected it out is still referencing a sphere to begin with.
That is the assumption.
Right, that's my point. I mean, if I've got the terminology wrong, I'll put my hands in the air.
Doesn't mean that it's not literally like that. We don't know. We have no way to confirm it yet.
Just a map.
Well, I think myself that the military for logistics follow the quickest route from A to B. So they use a flat map for their logistics. Most militaries, they run on a flat map. Logistics map.
So we've got the guy, you know the guy that joined before, ZelBDT. The Limitless channel claims that ZelBDT or whatever exposed Nathan, and somehow ZelBDT's claimed some kind of victory. No, you didn't do that. Didn't do anything, dude. Really didn't do anything. It's embarrassing the level of opposition that there is out there right now. There is nothing. I mean, it's got that bad that even Rumpus isn't even invited anymore. Rumpus gets auto kicked now because can't actually have a conversation without destroying the whole chemistry of the room. Rumpus comes in, and the atmosphere just totally changes.
I mean, that's the price you pay for freedom of speech. You're gonna have some trolls coming in, but I mean, Nathan's channel is growing, so you know, they see that and they got to come in and stop it, basically.
Maybe. I just hope we get some decent arguments from some normal folk. You know, the other day we had, was it Craig? I forget what his name was now. The guy who was like an amateur pilot. You remember his name? Was it Sean? Craig?
Alex.
What was his name?
Alex. Is that
the one that you jokingly called Cat Earth because he sounded like him, which he did. He sounded just like Cat Earth. But I don't want to... People will actually think we think he is Cat Earth if we're not careful, which we don't.
I'm happy to think he's Cat Earth.
Well, okay, we'll call him Cat Earth just because I can't remember his bloody name. So, yeah. But that conversation was excellent. He just seemed like a reasonable guy. He was happy to concede various different points where there was points that he, you know, didn't like them, like having... being accused of having a religious faith. He eventually conceded them. And that's all you can kind of ask when you've proven your point, that they concede it. Whereas the Globe trolls, they never concede anything, ever. And you're just like, well, why not? Why can't we have normal people on, ones that don't completely obfuscate your point when you've got to the end of it and don't concede a damn thing ever? Will circle jerk you back to the beginning of the point like you've not addressed it. That's the kind of tactics we have to deal with from the people who are like Rumpus and Paper Explanator and Negator XX and all these types of people.
And his name is Sean Pierce. And I've talked to him over Skype, and he was a very reasonable guy. Low believer, yes, but he was very open-minded, and I really don't think he was anything like Cat Earth. Cat Earth would never, like, gave those types of admissions or anything. Cat Earth is not open-minded at all. So,
now we've got Awake Souls in the chat saying that the show is a circle jerk on account of the fact that it's all walled up. Link is in the info box. Anyone can join.
Cat Earth was a flat earther, but then he turned to the globe. He went back to the globe.
Yeah, gravity will help your finger, you know, make the contact on the link when you press the key. Gravity will get you here.
What now?
Gravity.
Yeah, if someone wants to join the show, they use their finger by pressing a key on the keyboard, and somehow gravity is involved in plastic, springs, keyboards, fingers, and getting on the show.
Yeah, ZelBTD, be sure to pass on the word. Your accusation of never coming off panel. Well, I have actually been on Steve's show, so make sure you pass that on. We are calling him a coward for not leaving his circle jerk platform that is closed, not public.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Jeranism's recent video on Deceive McRae, but he basically shows the moment where you can see literally Steve deceiving. Jaren sends in a message, Steve reads it, messages the other guy, he reads it, they both have a think. Next thing you know, oh, it's just brilliant. Just watch it. It's really good.
Well, either way, as I say, I've been on that guy's show. He's my equivalent. Would you not agree? He's the baller equivalent of me.
No.
Well, he's got a debating show, but he's on the ball side. I've got a debating show, but I'm on the flat earth side. I would say he's as close as an equivalent as you can get.
Yeah, but he's a knobhead.
Well, okay, so am I.
Yeah, but you're an affable knobhead, though, and you don't look like Billy Connolly.
Okay. But the comparisons continue.
Secretary, isn't it, with the beard.
Yeah.
Right. But would you not say, as I'm being accused of never leaving my platform, right, which I absolutely have, that it's only fair to readdress that to Steve?
I don't think that the claim that you've never left your platform is fair in the first place. So I don't think that you need a comparison.
No, I don't think I do either. But I'm just saying I will deflect it using
a debate platform. When you were doing the sun tracking, it's not a debate, but it's still flat Earth stuff you were doing. It's it's an evolution, and
Yeah, the same principle applied then. The link was out, far more dangerous back then because I didn't have OBS. But even with my channel on the line, if someone joined and played pornography, I literally had the show open to all with a public link. Anybody could join. Sean Hufford did join. That's my first introduction to Sean Hufford. So,
at the sun tracking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for when the fake cathexis came and porn bobbed on one of them, I think it was.
Exactly. So I was literally up for risking my channel over this. And the same principle applies now. Every time I put this link out publicly, I am risking my channel. So people saying, oh, well, you've not been off platform, well, that's easy. Running a show daily, try doing that, dickheads. But Steve, like I say, he's not gone anywhere. So that accusation is definitely not levelable at me, is levelable at Steve. And I'd like people to go off and say, yeah, we pointed out to Nathan he'd not been off platform, and he said he'd been on your show, but you've not been on his. So are you going to go and defend your faith on his show? Seems only fair, as we're now accusing him of not coming off his own show.
To be honest, he hasn't got anything to add. He can't even mod his own channel. What do you expect from him from a debate point of view?
It's almost like going there too is like an invitation to counter troll as opposed to really go and debate or anything, so there's really no point in it.
That's facts. He just gets you in there and feeds you to the lions, basically.
Wait, who is this guy we've been talking about? Is that
Steve.
the weirdo guy that declared that the moon must be a ball of dirt because you can see it? Or was that somebody else?
Oh, there are some rippers from Steve. I'd have to dig them out.
Do you have a channel link or something?
Non-sequitur show. Show that Jerem was most recently on with Reds.
It seems like Flat Earth gets them a lot of views, and that's what they're banking on at the moment, getting more Flat Earth. Like they've had Dave Murphy on there, Antonio, Jeranism. Seems to get them a lot of views. So they keep perpetuating it.
Yeah, I think it is the guy that I'm thinking of. He has like long hair and kind of fat and a beard, right?
He looks like the father to a wizard.
Yeah, exactly. That guy. Yeah, that's the guy that actually just laughingly said, "Oh, it's so stupid. You can see the moon, so it must be a ball of dirt." That is his level of approach. That is his intellectual insight into flat Earth. That guy can't debate for crap.
I don't think he's researched anything.
He's just organizing a Rotten Tomato throwing show, inviting in flat earthers and then getting in ballers to crap all over it. That's what he does. That's his little trick show.
Mm-hmm. The Limitless channel in chat says they will just kick me if I join. No, we'll kick you if you're a dick.
Or if
But
you
if
swear.
you join, you won't be kicked.
Yeah, feel free to join. All are welcome. The link is public. How many times have we got to say it?
And if there's no room, I'm happy to drop to
There
give
is.
a spot to
There's
someone.
plenty of room.
There's a couple, 2-3 spaces. Easy.
Join up.
But I'm happy to run a bit longer because we're on to this. You know, someone's accused me of not ever.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Richardson.
Nathan, can you hear us? Hello, Nathan. Hello.
Not sure two Nathans is. Two Nathans might be too much to handle, you know.
You say hello.
Nathan, speak up.
This
No, don't mute.
Oh, don't
Unmute and speak up.
Green Nathan.
Okay, I'm gonna kick him. He's probably gonna try to snipe us.
You would have
I've
already
got rid of
done
him
it.
already. Anyway.
We need someone to join with the name Arwen.
No,
Nathan.
we already got one.
Nathan, do you want to address this? The only way to engage with Nathan is to ridicule him. End of story. Really? Is that the level of intellect that we're getting at the minute?
We've already had that demonstrated by that exact guy. That's the guy that joined.
To be honest, I was disappointed in his appearance. I thought that he was going to actually bring some evidence because he's the guy that claims he can prove R, and he brought nothing but scorn, ridicule, dissent. That's embarrassing, dude.
Well, it is and it isn't, because he's brought forth a great idea. He's got us chatting about Steve and the fact that he has a Circle Jerk show and has never been on this platform, despite the fact that we've been on his. It seems a bit unreasonable.
Sorry.
What was that?
All right.
Was that
Yeah,
your
what was
growling
that?
stomach?
That was my pet dog.
Oh,
I moved.
Did you step on him?
No, I just moved. He always overreacts massively. He's like Arwen a little bit. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yo, Nathan, this channel got me reminiscent of Flat Earth debates, man.
The original Flat Earth debates.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a pretty similar thing. But they kept on getting sniped, so eventually he just gave up.
Yeah. Took it over.
Wait, there was another flat earth debate?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago there was a
Way
show called
back
Flat Earth
when.
Debate.
I went a few times and never went back.
Who organized it?
Andrea
Was it
Sensei.
Cecile or something?
Andrea Sensei.
Vancouver Sensei and all that.
I think it was
stuff.
Andrea Sensei.
Whole story, whole other history.
Yeah, there was some good debates on there.
Sorry, I was going to say I remember the 200th show. Congratulating you on the 200th show. But is it going to carry on to like 1,000?
Yeah, I picked this format so that I could have longevity in the subject. I mean, so long as people think they're on a spinning ball, there will always be a debate. So occasionally I get people in the comments that say, there is no debate. And I go, yeah, you're right, the earth is flat. They go, no, it isn't, it's a ball. Oh, and I go, oh, obviously there is a debate. You know, because that's it. Even if the general consensus said flat earth, you know, with no further investigation, everyone was just sheeple and went, yeah, earth's flat. There would still be a minority of people that were preaching about the ball. So as far as I'm concerned, this subject's not going to go away in a hurry. And what better way to talk about it than to talk about it with people who oppose you?
What number are we on at the moment? Is it 300 or something?
361.
361. Get in. I reckon you should just keep going to like 1,000.
Well, it's amazing that YouTube admits that to try to downplay flat Earth, they're going to put disclaimers or something, or retool things so that I don't know, people are warned about this or that before they look at it, or are made informed that it's false, of course, and we're on a ball.
Yeah, you get
But
pop-ups
click
now.
here if you want.
Have you
Something
seen
like
my
that.
video that I put on my channel today?
I think so. Is it about Google or YouTube and their censorship?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay, I'll check that out.
it's very short. Just
I think I may have seen it. Yeah, it's about basically that, right?
They were planning to, if somebody's gonna search or ask a question, is the Earth flat? Then there would come a pop-up saying, no, that's not true. Really. They said it in Congress.
Well, what's fun is Dell, I don't know how, but outed one of my neighbors basically. And the important thing about it, he's a high-placed civil servant for Ports Canada. And he has no business, you know, demeaning. I don't care if you're from Canada, US, or wherever, people on the web with an issue like this. So for me, it's my backyard. It's like, you know, I have a bone in this fight, you know. So it's my tax money going to this jackoff who works for Ports Canada as, you know, a high-level administrator basically for the different ports across the country, BC and, you know, out east. But he's got no business trolling on a Flat Earth channel on Facebook. Even if he's doing it on his own time, he's a civil servant. It looks bad on that office at Ports Canada. And the guy's name is Pietra, and he's a Glober troll. And he's paid by my tax dollars. So as far as being out of line, he is. You know, whether it's this subject or he was anti-gay or lesbian or whatever his problem was, he's got no business because being in the public with this, because he is a civil servant. He's not an elected person. These jobs are, you know, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to know more about this asshole, because that's not part of his job or his job description, I'm sure, with Ports Canada. It's a Dell on, you know, Imaginary Curve or whatever. Outed basically a Canadian troll. He's a government employee with Ports Canada, a high-level government employee, paid by my and other Canadians' tax dollars. It doesn't matter if he's trolling Flat Earth or if he was trolling gays and lesbians or if he was trolling another political party.
Yeah, I
It's out
understand.
of step. It's beyond protocol. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, a lot of big companies now have got social media policies where you have to like put a disclaimer in your social profile to say the views of my views are the views of myself only. They're not the views of the company I work for.
Hello, how you doing? Hello, can you hear us?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
N.
No.
Richardson. Hopefully you'll say
Yeah,
right.
he showed himself, then he muted. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
well, hold on, he might not just be a... Don't just kick everybody, Arwen. You know, give him a chance to at
Hold
least...
fire. Hold fire, Owen.
You gotta... If they're newbies, I'd rather risk the hangout, and then I can get you guys back in like 60 seconds, but... You know,
All right. Next time I'll let him just snipe everyone.
Sorry, I know I shouldn't really mention anything about sniping because I've got no control over it. But by the same token,
he was showing as unknown in the back panel, so that's a very suspect.
Well, he had his cam on for a second, Richardson, there too.
Yeah, but then he turned it off, and he muted himself. So that's not a good sign.
Right, it's not a good sign. That's a few times we've had people join with the camera on. You go, oh, brilliant. Well, he's obviously just sorting his mic out, and then the whole panel gets sniped. So I understand why you've done it.
P. Mars does that.
Yeah. Well, a few people have done it, but either way.
Anyway, sorry. Next time I'll just let it happen.
I'm happy to keep this show going if you guys want to chat a bit longer. My kid's still fast asleep. She normally wakes up about now, but until she does, I'm happy to keep going a bit longer if you guys are happy to keep chatting.
Yeah, let's remind folk of Brenda when she sniped everybody the other day. And remind them also that she deleted like 700 files that belonged to somebody else that she had no permission to even be there, and thought that it was okay because, quotes, they were bats. What a moron.
This is the people we're dealing with. Yeah, Brenda sniped everybody.
Oh, great.
She was losing an argument.
What was the argument at the time, do you remember?
I think I'd asked her what were the two things that qualify something as an independent variable, and then she said it has to vary, and then later, she almost seconds later, she said that her independent variable was Earth curve, but it didn't need to vary. So she could only give one thing that made an independent variable what it is, and that's that it varies. But then she immediately said, but I don't have to vary my independent variable in my scientific evidence of Earth curve.
That sounded like Alan B.
And she sniped everyone.
Well, there's a reason that I've got Brenda blocked. And it's that she doesn't come on the panel because she's not a particularly nice person.
She's a downright drone.
For the normal people, why have we just got the usual suspects? No, other than that Dean, it is Dean, isn't it? Cat Earth.
No.
That Dean guy, well, you know, he seemed like a proper normal bloke.
Yeah, he is.
As opposed to
Sean, you mean Sean
anti-flat
Pierce?
earther. The rest of them seem like anti-flat earthers.
Yeah. I agree. I think he is a pretty on the fence guy that tends to lean towards the globe because he has learned so much in that field, and it becomes much harder to let it go then. It's logical. He seems a very reasonable guy.
Oh, we've got a retard in chat. Somebody called Neat.
What? No. We got a retard in chat? That's new.
He claims that Concorde flew higher than the FE Sun, so why did no one ever report flying over it? I don't think anybody claims that the FE Sun is at a height of 70,000 feet. I don't know where it's from. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Right.
Did you mention Sarah Christina earlier? She's in chat now. I don't know what. I can't remember why she came up.
Because she sent me the link that was cited as the claim of curvature, and it turns out that it was full of doublespeak, innuendo, nonsense, but they claim it's a scientific paper that's been peer-reviewed by their peers, and somehow it claims that the, quote, curvature of visual space turns out to be the claim for curvature of the Earth. Yet it claims 3 or 4 times in the opening lines that it's a plane. And these drongos that are passing off as clear evidence for curvature somehow ignore the fact that it's cryptic, doublespeak nonsense. So shout out to Sarah Christina for presenting that one to me. I enjoyed reading through that nonsense. It proved absolutely nothing.
Well, if you you've probably seen it, the Palumbo PDF for artillery and missiles, all things like that. They calculate things from a stationary, motionless plane, Earth, flat Earth, with a stationary air mass above. And you calculate, kind of 3, 4, 5 triangles for your trajectories.
Okay.
There's no calculation for Coriolis. There's no calculation for spin.
It's all right.
Palumbo guide, the Palumbo PDF for artillery and missiles says all calculations are flat Earth.
It is flat.
That's military.
The Earth is flat.
And there certainly is no scientific evidence of the curvature of the Earth. And of course, Rumpus claims that the whole body of science, of which they've not been able to produce any science that shows that we are moving, spinning, orbiting, curved, have any gravity or anything of this nature, yet the assertion is still the whole body of science. And obviously, if any of part of the science was there, we would be able to see some evidence of it. And there is no evidence for the shape of the Earth being a rotating testicle orbiting the sun and having its own gravity. All pseudoscience.
Well, if you look at a howitzer too, field artillery, it's still used today to, promote snowfall, to prevent big avalanches and stuff. But those devices only have calculation for the angle of incline, and they can, pivot. But there's no calculation made. If there's wind, you calculate for some breeze, but they can lay down a shell 2-3 miles away and within a foot of where they're aiming, drop the shell there.
Yeah.
There's no Coriolis to calculate. There's no spin moving the Earth under the artillery.
Yep.
don't believe in gravity.
There is axial rotation, but it's on bicycles, wagons, cars, trucks, ... And only when they're moving.
There is no gravity. You guys think of we. You got no proof of anything.
Yeah, I still like the way with gravity, like, you know, the mic drop. The guy, he excludes himself from involvement, holds it, that potential energy above the ground, drops it, and says that's gravity, and he takes himself out of the equation.
Potential energy is a theoretical concept.
Well, a body at rest stays at rest. That's one of Newton's laws. The mic would have stayed at rest until a force acted upon it.
But potential energy is not energy. It's a concept. It is
Stowed in his hand. Well, his hand holding a microphone is not a concept.
Yes, it is. It's a
okay. It's not.
concept. It's
Well,
even out the calculations.
not a
That's
guy
exactly
with
what it
mass
was
in his
designed for.
hand and being responsible for it falling by opening his fingers and letting it go. He's right out of the equation.
Yeah, well,
Like
try
the
that when
bowling
you're in a
ball.
centrifuge. It's not going to go in the same direction,
We're
is it?
not talking about that. We're talking like a bowling ball and a feather at the ceiling of a
Right.
a vacuum dome. How did
Yeah.
they get there? Oh, let's ignore the fact that there are scissor lifts and people put them up there and they're attached to quick release mechanisms. That's all imaginary. We don't need that. We're starting with them magically in the air, suspended above the ground. Wow, let's invent gravity to account for that.
Yeah. If there wasn't any, then you could just throw it up there and would stay there.
Again, who's throwing what up? It didn't throw itself up by itself. So if I throw something in the air and it don't stay up
momentum,
there,
you know how that works?
we
You
blame
apply a
gravity
force, it
for
keeps on
pulling it
going
back
unless
down.
there's a counter force acting against it.
Interesting. It's like, you know, being an imposter. You pretend you're not there and, well, it happened by itself. You take a glass in your hand and you drop it in front of someone and you say, gravity made that glass drop and break.
Yeah. You
They're
do
gonna
it in a
say,
centrifuge and it doesn't drop down, does it?
gravity, get out of my bar. Or are they going to tell you to get out of the bar? Explain gravity that way to a bartender. Take his glasses, hold them over the floor, and drop them and break them. And tell him it's gravity.
Gravity
Maybe
caused that
he'll
glass.
see it as you holding it and dropping it, and it's not gravity breaking them, it's you.
It's the simplistic, isn't it? What you're saying is, what caused the glass to fall to the ground and break? And the cause of the glass falling to the ground and breaking was you picking it up and dropping it. You caused
Absolutely.
that.
I'm the cause.
In terms of why it went through the air, well, presumably it was on the side of the bar. The bar is more dense than the glass, so it can happily sustain the weight of the glass. However, when you move it from its position of equilibrium, although it does still have some kinetic energy because it's raised up initially, somebody has at some stage put the kinetic energy into that glass to get it onto that bar. So it does still have some kinetic energy inherently on the bar, but when you pick it up, putting a little bit more kinetic energy into the glass, and then you, as you say, open your fingers, it releases all of its kinetic energy all at once through the air, which is less dense towards the ground.
Let me use that example and say kinetic energy, right? Kinetic energy, its energy is measurable. Does it actually cause energy to be stored?
It's the wrong word. I meant potential energy. I just said kinetic. I was wrong. My bad. It's actually potential energy as opposed to kinetic energy. So that's just my mistake. Sorry. But yeah. So it does. Everything has potential energy inside it. Absolutely everything. So yeah. Does it have potential energy? Yes, it absolutely does. So yes. I don't know why that would ever be an issue.
Here's what it is.
What
If
is
I lift
potential
1
energy?
pound, 1 foot in the air and hold it there, there's 1 foot-pound of energy stored until I release it.
Really? In what mechanism?
In my
How
hand.
is it translated? What physical remnant does it have while it is stationary in
While
its new
I
position?
hold it, there's pressure applied by my fingers on the sides of it or on a handle.
Yeah, and then how
when I
how is it
release
stored while it is suspended up there?
my energy,
How do you
my
measure
calories,
that potential energy
it's
stored in
1
that
pound,
location?
1 foot over the ground.
Oh, so it's a
750
distance. Energy
pounds.
can now be measured in a
No,
distance.
foot-pounds of potential.
Right.
See,
Well,
potential
potential.
is like water behind the dam.
If you get
not
into the
current.
word potential, you'll figure out that potential, potence, the ability to, is not actually something. It is a theoretical mechanism, a calculation mechanism that was
Pound is
designed. Can I
above
ever finish, or are you
because
always going to
you're
keep
you're
interrupting
into
me every
invention.
single time I explain this? Yeah? So now just let me finish. Potential energy is a calculation system devised specifically to counteract motion calculations. It was a theoretical construct to even out this detail. It is not a physical proven thing. It is a theoretical concept. Cannot really be measured. It is only to counteract, to even out the calculation of the motions
1
and leave
pound,
gravity,
1
downward
foot in the
acceleration
air
force, all of
cannot
that
be
out.
measured.
Oh, so you are going to interrupt me once
Yes,
again.
because I mean
You're a dick.
I'm not a dick.
Yeah, you are. Every time I
professing
try to
such
explain this, you
pseudoscience and
always
nonsense, and
interrupt me. You do
no,
it
well,
every single
had
time.
years. I've been on the show maybe a half a dozen times. Okay.
Yeah, and you
You've been
interrupt me
preaching
every
the
single
same
time while I
because
try to
you're so
explain.
wrong, and you're
Every
just
single time.
preaching fantasy. You're denying everything. You're basically a science imposter. If you deny that I have involvement in holding something in the air, if you're denying that potential energy, like say a bag of potatoes on a shelf 5 feet in the air, isn't potential energy sitting on the shelf, it's not holding, and if,
I'm not
well,
saying
like
that
I say,
potential energy isn't potential energy. I'm saying it is not energy. It is a theoretical construct to even out
okay,
the
so a theory can
motions.
fall on your head and break your neck.
Yeah.
Theory is good at that. You see,
No, that's not the
writing
potential
yourself
energy that
out of the
causes. It is the
equation of
acceleration
gravity
Arwin, you're
and
now
the
interrupting
impact
him. Come on,
caused
don't give
by
him
the
that.
mass.
Arwin,
is success
Arwin.
of imagination.
No, it's not
Really,
imagination.
if a microphone falls because I drop it, why is that so hard to accept, that the energy that I was holding back is released, and when it hits the floor and stops, it's the end of the story. It's a body at rest again. I can pick it up again and drop it again. That's not theoretical.
But that's not energy.
Well, what
Yes.
is it? What is
Yes,
it?
it's potential energy.
It is potential energy, indeed, and that's
but
not
that's-
energy.
Well, let me just stop you right there.
When
Sorry,
it
I've got it.
falls, it's
Hold on, both of
releasing
you.
that
Hold on.
potential.
So hold on. That's what they call gravity. So if you go to, hold on, Arwin. So if you go to a channel called Smarter Every Day, they have the gravity radio, and it works the same as a cuckoo clock. You pull a weight, and the weight then has potential energy put into it by the virtue of you putting energy in it from your arm into the weight. You increase the potential energy, and it slowly dissipates the potential energy towards the ground. They call that gravity. I call it potential energy. The only way that falls or makes its way to the ground is because you have first inserted more energy into that system.
You did work on it. You
Yeah, so-
gave it energy.
Now, and let's propose a different scenario, like standing inside of a spinning centrifuge or in a free fall diving plane. Would that potential energy still function like it does? You pick something up and you push it towards a direction. Will it still just naturally come to rest falling downwards?
Get in a
No,
centrifuge.
it won't,
take
because
out
there
your
are other
wallet
forces
and
being
read your
applied than
name.
gravity.
Can
Yeah,
you pull your
you know
wallet
what?
out
Yeah,
while
I'm
you're on the
just gonna
centrifuge?
just talk, do your thing. Yeah, it's all fantasy. I'm not even going to go into discussion with you anymore, because every single time I try to explain something, you always talk over me. I'm sick of it.
You're talking about a centrifuge, Arwen.
Explain is not proving, though, Arwen, right?
Taking him to a depiction of a centrifuge, Arwen. Silent.
Well, like I say, I believe if a bowling ball and a feather fall from a roof, it's because someone gave them that potential to. If a microphone drops out of my hand, or a glass or anything, it's because, you know, I'm involved in that action. It's not gravity. You drop something, you're releasing the energy that you had given it. You roll down a hill, well, you climbed up that hill before you could roll down it.
Arwen has left the building. I think your age quit.
Hey-ho.
Well, gravity is a fantasy. I don't know. Supporting gravity is like supporting more dragons and, you know.
The thing that bugs me with Arwen on the gravity point is he insists on it being a force, but no force is required and neither can be proved. But he still calls it a force. And when I ask him to produce evidence for it, he claims he's explained it many times in his hangouts. Yet no evidence has been presented, and you can't cite the timestamp for where he's done it for me to be able to even find it. So it's like he wants it to be a force, and if you don't agree with him, it's a force, and he'll cry. And it's kind of like proving it is the point, Arwen. Prove that there is a force making the thing happen, because we can prove its density only, and nothing more. No force is required.
Our participation, like I say, if I drop a microphone, it's because I'm releasing energy that somehow I built up in it, and you know, it drops, it falls to the floor, it becomes a body at rest again. It just follows Newton's first law. Why not apply some common sense and write yourself back into the equation? You know, like I say, bowling balls and feathers don't get up 40 feet in the air by themselves. They're given potential by someone in a scissor lift. I don't know, but I think that's the right way to look at it. It's not magic. If you lift them in a scissor lift and then pretend, wow, look at those weights magically suspended in the air. Now we're going to say, oh, a force is pulling them to the ground. We call that force gravity, and that's all the proof you need. I think that's silly.
I agree completely.
I agree.
However, we have flat earthers who do, I'm going to put it in quotes, experiments all the time. I mean, we were talking about this on the last show, and I bit my tongue while you were showing the setup with the two sticks in a box, and then it's pointing at a parabolic dish or something like that. And you were like, if we presented this, and without saying anything, I'm sure your minds have all gone to the same place that mine's gone to right now. If not, I'll have to labour the point. But, you know, hopefully you all understand what I'm talking about.
Go there, Nathan, do it. We know you want to.
Okay, well, currently, lots of flat earthers claim they are doing experiments, and they're not. They are not doing experiments. Tests, measurements, fine, no problem, I can live with that. But when they call them experiments, then that's no different to that paper that you went through today. It's just pseudoscience. To label it an experiment when it doesn't have a valid scientific hypothesis is outrageous. That's why we're in the mess we're in, because people come along and say, I have a white coat and a badge and letters after my name. I am a scientist. This that I am presenting you here, with a box with sticks in it, is science, so you better believe it. But, well, no, I don't, I'm sorry. You know, there is a particular method that you have to follow and you haven't followed it. So why would I ever accept that? And the answer is, we wouldn't. But we also, I'm not going to, hopefully, I'll tarnish me in with this, because by proxy, it's me saying it, because I'm a flat earther. But we, as flat earthers, say, here is our experiment, here is our pseudoscience model. And it kind of bugs me, because the reason we're in the mess we're in is because we've had something that provides us with cast iron proof of things. Cause and effect, science. Now that being the case has been stolen, hijacked and used by pseudoscientists, astrophysicists, people like that. And they have said, we are science, and they're not. But if we start doing the same exact thing with our tests and measurements, and calling a picture of something in the distance an experiment, then we are as guilty as they. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have another tumbleweed moment after I say something like that. So with that, I am going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. And get my damn light to come on. Batteries in the old remote control. With the light. No, it's not working. Damn you. Yes, there we go. With that, I will say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. If you hated the show, you know exactly what to do, but if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you have not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!